Hello everyone, and welcome to my review of Sharpie Creative Markers. The following content is my personal experience and opinion of these pens. I paid for them myself, since every time I see a new pen, I have to try it out. These water-based acrylic markers come in both brush tip and bullet tip. There are 12 different colors, and the package says that they boldly mark on paper, metal, wood, ceramic, glass, rock, and canvas, and that no prepping or priming is needed. The colors layer without bleeding, and they are water resistant and fade resistant. I finally got the package open. Let's test out these pens. The pens are very juicy, so when I did the first smudge test, the pens smeared quite a bit, which I think is definitely to be expected. Time to test out all the colors. They are very vibrant and look great on the white paper. With the gray brush pen, I tested light, medium, heavy, and very heavy pressure, and then I did the same with the blue bullet tip. As you can see, the nibs are very flexible. Next, I pulled out a black tile to test the color, since they're supposed to be vibrant on all papers, and they definitely are. Even the black ink shows nicely on the black paper. Back to my test sheet, and I'm going to try out a Tombow water-based marker over the top of the dry black ink, and it worked great. No smearing at all. Next, I went over the gray with an alcohol marker, and that did not go well. It turned into a smeary mess. I did this pattern with the bullet tip marker in blue using medium pressure, and I'm comparing it to the Sakura micron pens that are commonly used for drawing in sizes 03, 05, and 08. As you can see, there is a substantial width difference. If you want to do some finer detail work, these pens are not going to work. I'm trying the pens on some art paper, and I just drew some lines and started coloring in the sections. These pens were brand new, and I noticed after using them on this paper, which I will say had some tooth or texture to it, that the brush tip was not looking good. I attempted plastic, which I thought had been listed and realized later that it had not, but it actually works really well. You do get those stop and start spots if you leave it wet while you're using it, so you would need to let it dry in between each stroke. I tried a wooden ornament. The ink bled and feathered quite a bit, and it took 2 layers to get a good color. I intentionally blended the colors by leaving them wet, and then used the darker green around the outside edge to get a dimensional look, but I waited until it was dry to use the white, and it did layer without blending. I tried out the pens on a wooden coaster. I was not super impressed with the outcome of the first layer. I did a second layer, added a pattern. I thought maybe that would help it look a little better. The saturation of the color is much better with 2 layers, but the dots still don't look great. I had hoped the smooth surface of ceramic would work better for the pens, but it was extremely difficult to get an even layer of color. The pens worked the same on glass as they did on ceramic. After 24 hours, I was still able to wipe the ink off with a Clorox wipe or scratch it off with my fingernail. Rocks might actually be the best medium for these pens. You won't be able to wipe the paint off, and the colors look great. Don't expect to get any detail. The bullet tips are way too big, and you have to be very light-handed with the brush tips. I think these markers are okay if you are using them for a background or for drawings that do not require small detail, or you intend to use other pens to draw in the detail. Would I purchase these pens again? No. There are other acrylic art markers out there that have better nib size options, including both bullet and brush tips on the same pen, and a better variety of color. I can't even say the Sharpies are a good tryout option because they cost significantly more per pen than the other brands and have a more limited color palette. It's not that I think the product is low quality, but I don't need a high quality pen that has so many limitations and a nib that gets ruined long before the pen will run out of ink. I hope you find this review helpful. If you have some ideas to change my opinion, I would love to hear them, or if there is a pen you'd like to see me review, please leave a comment. Thank you so much for watching.